Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome back. I'm so thrilled you're here. Say hello in the chat, will you? Welcome back, welcome back. And if you're new to day two, say hello in the chat. I would love to know what type of therapist you are. It's always good to connect with all the different types of therapists and where are you located right now? Hi, hey Sarah, welcome back. I'm Nicole, retired psychologist turned business coach. I'm in Toronto, but work with therapists all over North America. And I just want to welcome you to day two. Welcome back, Sarah. Will you guys tell me what did you get? What was your biggest takeaway from yesterday? Wasn't that amazing? What was your biggest takeaway? Let's share some of the wealth together. Hello, Robin. Nice to see you. Amanda. Alexandra's biggest takeaway was the website audit. Amazing. Sarah, yes, having a hook above the fold. Really great info, calling the doctors, getting consent. So good. Work with those physicians. So good. I'm going to share my slides, sharpen your pencils. I'm so thrilled. And I want to hear, what did you get from yesterday? Welcome, welcome, of my beautiful friends to the 3-day marketing boot camp. Will you tell me as well? My job over the next hour is to help you learn the marketing strategies that no one is talking about, but also to give you the secrets to scale to a 7-figure group. Who's here is ready to scale to a group practice? You may want to get your solo busy, but you know in your heart that you want to create something beyond you. Drop a me if that is you. If you're like, I just know that a group practice is in my future, I do want to get so busy that I can actually hire one day. Tell me in the chat. Oh my gosh, so many of you. So good. And hello to those on the replay. Look at you all. Great. Welcome, welcome to day two. Today, we're talking about the top website mistakes to avoid and what actually works today. We talked yesterday, sometimes we don't even know that our website isn't working. It looks pretty, but what if it wasn't just about the pretty? Today, you will leave with strategies for a high converting website. Type a I'm ready if you're so ready to receive. If you're so ready to receive all the goodness, all the abundance coming your way, because here's my promise. This will be a life-changing hour. Let's go. Before we do you have your companion guide? It's the same one from yesterday. It's in the chat. We just dropped it. Jump onto the page where we talk about day two. A reminder that my team is in the chat. As we're talking, if you have any questions at all, throw them in the chat and you'll get an answer. But of course, I'm going to leave a big chunk at the end of the hour to be with you. It was so fun yesterday. Those were juicy questions. So I just want to converse with you. So there will be also a live Q&A. And stay to the end because I have the 5 names. I'm going to see if you're here. I have the 5 names of the meditation vault winners. And I'm going to talk to you about how to win a prize in a second. But first, let's talk website audit. Do you want me to audit your website at the end of the hour? You have a chance to win this. I'm going to walk you through what to do. Stay to the end. Participate in the chat, okay? All engage with me in the chat and my team. And then I'm going to choose somebody at the end. My team is going to pull from the chat. All you need to do now is drop your website. Will you? Drop your website in the chat. Ali is literally moving them all as we speak to a document. Good. Look at them all. So good. Oh, I love the names, guys. It's really good to see just the names of the various practices. Ali's going to sift through them. She's going to be paying attention to who is engaging in the chat, and then we'll pick someone, and that's going to be at the end, and it'll be recorded for you to come back to. Here's the truth. Your website is your first impression. Everybody is going to end up on your website. Even, remember yesterday, we said, where do people go when they want therapy? They'll go to their family doctor if it's really bad and they can't sleep or function or panic attacks, etc. Or they'll go to Google, but they'll also go where? Word of mouth, right? You'll typically turn to your best friend and say, "Hey, what was that marriage counselor's name? I think it's time for me and my partner to see them," let's say. Even if it's word of mouth, they will still go to your website no matter what. They are landing there, and is it converting? Because it is your virtual handshake where you're going to leave today with exactly what to do and what to tweak that will make a big difference. Here's my first question for you. Truth, 10 out of 10, how good is your website? If 10 was impressive and 0 was, I don't like it at all, I just don't know what else to do. Will you drop a 0, a 1, a 2, all the way up to 10? We got some 5s, really good, 2s, 5s, 6s, 4s. Okay. Lisa, not launched yet. You know what, Lisa? You're in the right place in some ways because you'll be building it from the ground up the right way. Oh, Laura, 0. Do you have a website, Laura? I'm curious. Or you just don't like it at all? 6. Okay. I had a website. We did neurofeedback at my group practice. And I had a website that was academic. I didn't love it. And then I implemented what you will learn today. No lie. I was running Google Ads at the time. My Google Ads person reached out to me and said, "What did you do? There's an overflow of conversions. What did you do?" Yes. And for those here that are new, in 3 years, I built a group practice to 55 therapists, and I'm going to teach you how I did it. And I sold it for multiple 7 figures. If you're feeling stuck, are you feeling stuck on why your website isn't working? Maybe you just don't know like exactly what is broken. The problem is, it's so interesting. We're all hungry for marketing, aren't we? That's why you're here. But the problem is, marketing is exciting, and therapists are focused on the marketing engine. But then their website is a leaky bucket. Jot that down. And they're losing money because they're investing in the Google business profile. Let's call it SEO, Google Ads, and they're going to a leaky bucket, which means that there's friction and then they bounce, but you don't know it. So you keep focusing on the marketing engine, but that's not what's broken. It's the website. Type a yes if you're like, "Oh my gosh, that might actually be the problem." This is why in my program, the moment you enter, I put you in touch with our branding. I have a business coaching program, by the way, our branding and messaging expert that audits your website, like a deep dive, full recording. It's like, don't pass go until you do that first. And this is why I say don't turn your ads on. Do not turn your Google ads on until it converts. So before we dive in, because you're going to love this, I want to talk about prizes. Today's prize, so we're mentioning the winners from yesterday at the end of the hour, but today's prize, 5 SEO audits. 5, that's like 5 chances to win. So I don't know if you have yet. All you have to do is follow and rate the podcast. I've dropped it in the chat, or my team has. A lot of you have already rated it. Thank you. Thank you. And guess what? Some of you were asking, can I rate it on Spotify and Apple and double my chances to win? Yes. We're tracking everything. I'm seeing the beautiful ratings and reviews. Who here is listening to the Business Savvy Therapist? Some of you mentioned yesterday. If you love my teaching style, the podcast is a lot like that. So I'm so appreciative of your ratings and reviews. And all you have to do is once you rate it, you just let us know in the chat. You can let us know right here. Just type the word done. But if you don't have time, because we're in the middle of a convo, no problem. You can let us know tomorrow. Here's the good news. You do it once. You can rate on both platforms if you want, but you just do it once. I'm keeping you in the pool. So you're already in the pool to win 1 of 5 SEO audits. And you have until tomorrow at noon. Okay, so you have lots of time. jump in there and I'll mention the winners tomorrow at noon. So good. Look at all the duns. Oh, thank you. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm not going to lie, but I did see one of you already in the chat who's one of the winners of the vaults. Can't wait to share. Okay, let's dive in, shall we? 3 essentials. We're going to start with what is actually important, which is the 3 essentials of a high converting website. I'm going to go into all 3. 1, great design. 2, words that resonate. And 3, we want to remove any roadblocks to booking. The problem is you may have the roadblocks, but the reason you're here is you don't know what you don't know, right? So a couple of tweaks could make all of the difference. Here's the problem. Those people that we are trying to book are depressed and sleep deprived and anxious. And actually, pop quiz, let's see if you are listening to the podcast. When do most people book therapy? What time of day? There's a time of day where most people go and book therapy. When is it? Close, Robin. Yes, nailed it, Danielle. Yes, Danielle says 7 p.m. So does Allison. Yeah, good job. 7 or after. So a lot of you are right. It's after. So it's 7 p.m. or later. What time does your admin go home? You're like, I don't have an admin. Well, my admin, I can teach you all the things to get an admin one day. My admin went home at that time. So we're going to talk a little bit about online booking so you can capture those people because that is called friction. And the problem is as well, when they land on your website, they don't have the patience for not a good website because they're not feeling good. Does that make sense? And they have waited 6 months. By the time they get to your website, they've waited 6 months, haven't they? Don't we wait until like our arm is falling off to actually book the therapy or that chiro appointment? Like I know that about myself, or that massage appointment. They're past the point of no return. They want easy and make it easy. Step 1, design. I touched on this in the website audit yesterday. Your design should be aspirational. Jot that down. I'm going to describe what that actually means. Have you ever seen one of those sandals commercials? They don't come on in Canada too much these days, but you would see a commercial for the sandals vacation, and what would you see? They look rested, the most beautiful beaches, and they're walking down. So this vacation is selling you the aspiration. But what do people actually look like when they go on vacation? They don't look like that. Like myself, I look very haggard when I need the vacation. So we want to be aspirational. So here's the problem. And I wonder if you're doing this. I didn't know this, but I had pictures of sad people. Type in me if you're like, yes, me too. And the prompt sad, I actually had a guy, no lie, he was pulling out his hair like this. And then I found a marketing person and she said, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm a therapist. And I thought that that would be empathetic because they would land on the website and say, yes, that's my life. And she said, that's not marketing. Marketing is aspirational. They don't want to see, they live that every day. They don't want to see where they are now. They want to see what the result will be after their time with you. And I'm like, oh my, uh-oh. I need to change all my pictures ASAP. And I did. I'm going to give you you're going to see a website example from someone in my program very soon. But I also remember yesterday we talked about faces are 30 to 50% more clickable. So you actually want pictures of happy people. You want to take down the sad faces. You also want to take down the beaches. I'll talk about that in a second, the stacked rocks, the forest, and you want to replace it with happy people. I saw couples. So my picture was actually a mom and dad on the couch laughing with their two young kids. That was my ideal client. We did individual therapy, but we also did family, children, teen, and couples. Beaches are calming. When I go to your website and I see a beach, my nervous system likes it. I feel calm. But our website's job is not to calm the prospective client, it's to convert the prospective client. You want them to take an action, don't you? You want them to take an action and click on book now. And a face that is aspirational will do that. Here's another big one that was like your my hopefully that was at your first aha moment. Drop an aha if you're like, oh, because that was mine and I'm so excited to share it with you, right? Okay, guys, good. Here's the next one. Why do we have so many empty couches? It's called like every industry has a culture. And our culture, therapists, don't we like our empty couches? Do you have an empty couch? I had an empty couch. And my marketing person said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "That's what we do." Even though it kind of looks like we sell couches. If you just go to our website and you don't read any of the content, it kind of looks like we sell couches. And I even had a picture of my empty waiting room. And she said, "Here's the thing about pictures and messaging. Your messaging is that nobody comes here." Oh my God, aha moment. I was like, oh. And of course, I explained to her our culture because she wasn't a therapist. So I said, just so you know, we do this because we want them to see that this is a safe place. We can't take pictures of clients, obviously. So we just show them that this is a safe place. And she said, "I don't care, remove it immediately." And I did. And guess what I switched it with? You got it. Happy faces. All different types of faces. Remove the empty couches, remove the empty rooms, and replace it with faces. And that alone will get people scrolling and clicking. Also, so some of you already have a group and some of you will soon. So I'm going to teach you some tips. And here's a tip when you scale into a group. I would like you to feature some of your therapists on the main page. If you think about it, we're selling people in a weird way. I know we don't like the word selling, but I'm going to use it because I think we're selling something that is so life-changing. I think we need to like yell that from the rooftops and own it. And if you hang out with me long enough, you will. But you want the faces also near, like, I'll show you an example soon, but near the bottom of the website, showcase the therapists and then move them to the team page. Do you want another pop quiz? Pop quiz. What are the two most popular pages? Tell me in the chat, besides the main page. The two most popular pages where people go to are services, says Chanel, NY. Yes, you got it right, NY. Teams and fees. Actually, you know what? I'll just tell you, I don't think you should have your fees on your website. I know. We can talk about that more at the FAQ. Most of you, yes. Celine. So the team page, people go to the team page first. Think about yourself. You're looking for therapy. Maybe it's for your son, your daughter, your partner, yourself. And you're reading and you're like, "Ooh, this sounds good." Okay. Then you go to the people. It's like, well, let me see the people. It's like a mini psychology today, right? Yes, that's number one, team page. And number two, yeah, you got it, Zoe. Contact page. You got both. The contact page. They want to know, okay, where are you located? Like, give me all the goods. Let me get to the contact form. Yes. So make sure you have both and make sure you've invested in really good pictures. I'm going to talk about copy in a second. Since I mentioned fees, ethically, obviously, clients need to know the fees and give informed consent. I believe you should offer a free consult, bookable online, so they could sample the therapist and talk to them. It's on that call that the fees are discussed, typically at the end where they build the rapport and then they say the fee. Because especially if you're private pay, my rate was $275 an hour as a psychologist. We had 55 therapists. Our typical rate was $175. They paid at the end of the hour. I just found if you have your fees on the website, most people will talk to themselves out of it. There's no connection with a human. There's no sense of a result yet. So I believe you should say it on the consult call and not the website. We're going to do a poll. I'm just really curious based on who is here. Do you have any of these on your website? So anxious, if you have all of them, that's totally fine. Sad, anxious faces, empty rooms, rocks, beaches, forests. Maybe it's all of the above or some. Oh, yay. Some of you are like, not anymore. I've been listening to Nicole. So good. Oh my goodness. I'm so proud of you guys. So most of you don't have all. Some of you, I would say the majority have rocks, beaches, and forests. And I understand why. Here's what I suggest you do. I don't know if you know your conversion rate now, if you're working with a website person or Google Ads. I would like you to do pre and post testing, get a sense of what's converting now on your website, make the changes, and then see the difference, especially with the beaches, the rocks, etc. Now let's talk about words. The website resonates. The person is scrolling and they're staying and they feel that, wow, this, I feel like this is how I want to feel. Look at these pictures. This is how I want to feel. Next, you want your words to do three things. What problem do you solve? Answer these three things. What problem do you solve? How does it help me? And how do I get started? You want to be really clear, and you're going to see me say that when I do the website audit. You want simple, simple language. I'm talking grade 4 reading level, guys. Here's the trouble. Every single person on this call is too smart. We're not normal. People don't go to school for as long as we did. True? People don't, we think we're normal because we hang out with each other, but we're not. I would very simple language. And what I mean is removing things like modalities. Even the word modalities is not grade 4 reading level. And there's been studies on this. That if they just change the wording to just more simple, you can even put it in ChatGPT and say, can you just change this to more basic wording? I would not mention, I said this yesterday, at the top of the website, it's prime real estate. We talked about above the fold. That means before you scroll down, everything they read before that, when they land on your website, what they see right there. Please don't mention your mission statement. We don't want to be talking about ourselves at all. We want to be right away talking about the pain, that hook, like the pain that they're going through. And again, I'm going to show you an example. I'm a visual learner. You probably are too. Remove evidence-based, remove the big words. They're big words. They're not big words for us, but they are big words. You also want it to be scannable. Can you check this later? And this is what I mean. No more than 3 sentences in one paragraph, mini paragraphs. People don't like to read anymore. I'm actually one of them. I get exhausted by reading big paragraphs. Just like let me quickly skim, skim, skim with lots of pictures. Now, this part is key. You want lots of white space, scannable, short paragraphs. Going to say that again. Lots of white space, very scannable, scrollable, short paragraphs. But you do want lots of content. So sometimes when people hear me, they think, oh, I want lots of white space, so I don't want a lot of words. You want Google to trust you. There's actually called a trust score. You have more authority when you have at least 900 to 1500. I know that's a really big span, like lots of words. So it's going to be like they're going to be scrolling. There'll be lots of juicy content there, but you just want lots of white space so it's easy to read. It's not dense. And again, I find therapists, they had, my old website was super dense. And I thought, I don't know, maybe I was used to writing essays. It was normal to me until I met with a marketing person. Now we're going to move to call to action buttons, and then I'm going to show you an example. A call to action button is book now or book a free consult. You want your buttons everywhere. The unfortunate thing about back to our culture, we like empty couches, but you know what else? We have been indoctrinated by our industry is don't be too loud, right? Don't solicit. I mean, that's true. We can't, we're not allowed. There's so much that we cannot do. Don't ask for reviews. Don't message them on instant messenger. What else? Don't offer packages. You can't pre-bill. We've been so, what's the word? I mean, I can speak freely now that I'm a retired psychologist. So is suppressed too big of a word? I don't know. Like you can't do this. That I find in your marketing, you don't have enough calls to action because you've been told don't be loud. So I'm going to give you an example. Are you ready to see an example? Before I show you, you want a call to action on your nav bar. It's called the navigation bar. Here, I'm going to show you. Okay, so here you go. Here is an example from the amazing Robin in my program who has offered to share this. First of all, what do you think of this website? Beautiful? Yeah, I know, right? So beautiful. So look at the picture, aspirational, but let me go to the CTA and then we'll do a quick look at this based on my tips. This is the nav bar right here. It's the part where you have home, therapy services, etc. Her call to action, her CTA is get started. You will notice that she uses the same language on all buttons. Look, CTA, CTA. So you're going to have multiple buttons. You're going to have it on your nav bar. You're going to have it all throughout. Just watch. How pretty is this? So you see a picture that is aspirational of a woman that looks very calm. Get started. Here's the call to action again. Then you see that she's in New Jersey. You're going to see another call to action in a second. It's going to feel like you're being too loud and you're doing it right. Write that down. In our industry, I hit seven figures. I think the fastest 2 years was the seven-figure mark. It's because I allowed myself in an ethical way to be loud because I was so committed to helping people. So I'm giving you that permission right now. Now, I also mentioned yesterday, you want your CTA button to be a different color. Do you notice? Her colors are like a blue, and then the call to action button is purple. That's on purpose. It's going to pull my attention to it. And on this slide here, I also mentioned you want your button to be under every bio. That's a big one. Go to your team page, my group practices that are here. I'm going to show you her team page. And when you see the face, because remember, this is the most popular page. They're going to go to the team page. Who are the people who can help me? Then you want a call to action. So they're going to click on that person's bio, boom, book online. I see her face. She's warm. I feel connected. I'm ready to take an action and have a button that inspires. I'm just going to show you one more thing here. You will notice lots of white space. right? No large paragraphs. She gets right into immediately what she does, therapy that embraces all of you. She gets right into what she does. And then, boom, remember we talked about pain? She says, you didn't always feel like this. And then she gets into the pain, which is the hook. And guess what's right under that? Another CTA. Who is loving this? I know it's a lot of information, but who is just like taking notes and like just seeing things in a different way? Amazing. Oh, I love to hear that. So, so good. Okay. And visually, it makes a difference, doesn't it, to actually see it? I'm going to circle back to my slides, but I'll probably come back to this example because I also want to show you her online booking. Oh, and it also says you want a CTA. I'll just show you here under every service. I'm going to click on couples therapy and you want multiple calls to action. She has a get started button on every single page. Does this feel like a lot? What I mean is, if you were to see these buttons, like how many does she have? Let's count them. Okay, one, two, three. So far, four. This is on one page. Five. And if we count the nav bar, six. Some people would say that's being too loud, but this converts and she's busy. Yes. Okay. So the takeaway is if you confuse, you lose. Repeat after me. If you confuse, you lose. A confusing website with all the, if anything's missing in what I just said, they bounce because nobody has patience anymore. We know that, don't we? Yes. Lastly, I want to talk about the roadblocks to booking, the technical pieces related to your website. Actually, let me ask you, do you have a book online button on your website? Yes or no? Just type a yes if you're like, yes, you can book directly from my website to book online. Okay, some of you know, but most of you, yes. And you want them to be able to book a consult call, a free consult call. Darren, and the few that don't, I would be, now that we know that most people book after 7 p.m., I would have your booking system. This is why I love Jane app because it shows faces, which I'll show you in a sec. Have your booking system work for you and allow people to book while you sleep. So you don't have to waste your time in your email. Remember I said when I built a 7-figure group practice with my twins at home? And before I sold it to a psychiatrist, I spent way more time at home. The reason I was able to create an automated revenue generating machine that helped people was leaning on things like this. Aren't we lucky to have online booking that works for you while you sleep, my friend? Because I know you have so much going on. Another big roadblock is not having faces. I'll show you what that looks like on the next slide. It's a bit of a bottleneck. And I know the big companies, the EHR companies, a lot of them don't have faces yet. I don't know why. I would either move to Jane or ask them, please add faces. And then some of you also on your contact forms, you have too much words. I'll show you what I mean in a sec. Here is an example of Jane's online booking. You land here, you see consultation, but isn't it a mini Psychology Today? Look at it. Nice professional headshots. You click on the face, you see the bio, moving. And I have 2 months free, which you can have. And by the way, I fought for 2 months. They usually only give 1 month, but I was like, I give my people 2 months. So they did. When I moved to Jane, and thank God they moved for me, they actually moved all my people from Owl to Jane, which was my old EHR, practice management. So they did that for me. It was unreal. Just the faces. Why? Because faces are 20 to 30% more clickable. Also works for your online booking. If you don't have this, it is slowing you down. And also your contact form. Take a screenshot After our time together, or I'll send you the slides. I can tell you how to get those in a sec. I want you to double check this. If your contact form asks too many questions, that's friction. Remember, they're tired, they're depressed, they're anxious. The only things I want on your contact form is this: name, phone number, of course, email, and two other things. And that is it. I see some of you saying, like, what service would you like? I wouldn't ask them that. They probably want therapy. We can kind of guess that. You can figure out the rest after, get their info. Just get their info. That's all we need. And then you can have a good follow up process. In addition, I want you to ask, how did you hear about us? That ties into yesterday, family docs. Because have you ever had someone fill out a contact form and not respond? Yes or no? Tell me in the chat. Yes, right? Isn't it so frustrating? You work so hard. Yes, I got a lead. And then you're like, why aren't they responding? They filled it out. Okay, frustrating. But what if on your contact form you had, how did you hear about us? So even though mostly those people do circle back, they tend to. Therapy can be terrifying for people, so they tend to circle back. But if they're not responding to your follow-up process, what if at least you can gather data and know your referral sources? Those 5 people that didn't respond back, now I know, oh my gosh, I have 3 family doctor names. What am I going to do with those names? What are you going to do with those names, guys? What did you learn yesterday? You're not going to send a progress report because you're not seeing the client yet, but what are you going to do? You're going to call them. You got it. You're going to call them and you're going to use the script. Isn't that amazing? Your contact form is now a marketing engine. Add that question. And the other question I'd like you to ask, would you like free resources? Why are we asking this? I love that you love it, Danielle. Why are we asking that? Would you like free? Yes. Mm-hmm. I forget your name and why. I'm just going to call you that. Is it New York, by the way? Yes, it's to get them on. Okay, Nikali, perfect. Um, your email list. So they didn't respond to you. Maybe they got busy. Honestly, I've done that. I get excited about something and then I'm kind of over it. And then they respond to me. I'm kind of that person. And then I don't always respond. But if they would have asked, would you like free resources? I'd be like, yeah, I'm here. I'm interested. Yes, give me the free stuff. And then if they don't hear from me, now they're sending me emails. Is there a very high chance that I see them pop up in my inbox, even if it's once a month with high value emails? Boom, I am circling back way faster. If you love this conversation, here's a podcast. It just came out 2 weeks ago. I know some of you want to rate the podcast, but maybe you haven't actually listened to it yet. I think you'll love this episode. It goes into a bit more of a deep dive of this combo. 3 marketing strategies that are working right now. The link is in the chat. For some of you, when it comes to the website, you're like, okay, I know what to do. But you don't have the cash flow right now. Some of you are really new, or you don't have the cash flow to invest all the things. Is that you? I wanted to share a cheaper version because I know cash flow is a lot. You have to like invest in the practice. And if you don't have that, I don't want you to feel stuck. I used to be you. I get it. This is my favorite templated website. Jane just bought them, but they used to be called clinic sites. Anybody here heard of clinic sites? I have a coupon. I'm the coupon queen today to try it for free for 1 month. So what it is, it's a website, but here's the cool part is they'll go in to, if you use Jane, they'll just create a website based on your online booking. But here's why I want to share this with you. Trisha in my program is using Jane websites. And just this month, she made $15,000 more, which is why I'm like, I need to tell you guys this month. She has a big group practice and is doing really well. And they're super cheap, like very, very cheap. What I like more about them compared to Wix, compared to Squarespace, What are the other ones? Wix, Squarespace, those are the two big ones, right? I'm missing one though. But those ones is that Jane will work with you like a human will work with you and talk to you. And I just love their customer service. Okay, yeah, GoDaddy, I guess, would be another one. So use that coupon if you just want to start and you have no money. Do you want the slides? It was a lot of info. Do you want the slides? Jump on Instagram. Right now, Nicole.McCants method on and message me on Instagram. Just jot the word or two words, day two. I'll send you the slides. So you can literally cut and paste and make all the changes. Hopefully, we're hanging out there because I give you tons and tons of stuff. I think there's like 70,000 of us over there now. I love being with you over there. Caitlin says, I can't believe everything that's happened since I started the program. She's working with me from new office space to new employees, tripling my revenue and finally getting my weekends back to spend with my kids. For me, the influx of a next level life was amazing. But what really mattered to me is being able to pick my kids up at 3 p.m. Like that type of freedom where I'm still helping the people. I know you're here because you want to scale past just you. You want a website and a business that can change your life and help so many people. Because your website is only the first step. Only. It is the first step, but it's only the first step. Are you ready to level up without the overwhelm? Type a yes if you're like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm so ready. I can show you how I built to 55 therapists in 3 years with twins at home. Here's the truth. If I'm really being honest, I sold my clinic in 2022. And if I still had my clinic, I don't know if I would be giving you all of this. Because I don't know if that would be smart. Do you know what I mean? But aren't we lucky that I let it go? I sold it for multiple seven figures, and now I can give it all to you. That doesn't happen in most industries where the mentor is like, here you go, open book, it's all yours, and it's replicatable. I can help you systemize, hire, and market. I'm going to give you a chance again for those who haven't yet to book a free 45-minute strategy call. Yesterday, we broke the link. There was so many people trying to book. My apologies about that. That some of you, I think you ended up all getting one, but some of you had trouble booking, but we got it, and you got the free call. To sit in front of a person on Zoom and just ask questions and feel supported and have a plan changed everything for me. And if you're ready to work with me inside of my 6-month business coaching program, they'll let you know if you're a good fit. And if you're not ready, that they'll just give you the high value and that's it. I'm telling you this because we have right now, the month of December, the holidays on us. Ask about that, jot that down. It's called the holidays on us. It's our biggest offer of the year. If you're like, oh, this is something I want, but just not right now in December, don't worry, they'll make it work for you in the new year. Because here's the truth. Most practices aren't successful, not because they're not working hard. It's not because of that. They're trying so hard. It's because they're working on the wrong things and they just don't know it. That's it. They're just working on the wrong things and they don't know it. It's like they don't know what they don't know. Do you feel a little bit like that? You're like, I love the information, but now I'm actually looking for help with the implementation, with the transformation. That's what I actually want. Amazing. Congrats to those who booked a call. This will be so exciting for you. It's a call that you'll always remember. Like the first time you focused on actually working and growing your practice. Okay, are you ready? Oh, I almost let it slide. Are you ready for the winners of the 5 meditation vaults? Thank you for your reviews. Thank you for your ratings, guys. And we pulled your names, and here they are. Congratulations, Amelia. You won a meditation vault. And Rizzy And show Benny and Ashley and Monica, if you're here in the chat, tell us. My team is going to ask for your email and immediately send you 10 visualizations with me, walking you through all of the emotional roadblocks that I had, yay, that I had to work through. I had money conversations that weren't helpful, confidence conversations, like money manifestation, and just remembering how powerful you really are and learning to attract all of that abundance. And just a reminder, though, that we still have another prize for today, the SEO audits. There's 5. And I see some of you are already leaving ratings and reviews for the podcast. That's all you have to do. And we will say your name or 5 people's names tomorrow. Congrats, congrats. I'm so happy for you. Enjoy. And will you tell me how much you love it? Like, hit me up on Instagram, okay? I really know you're going to love it. We're going to move into now the website audit in just a sec and the Q&A. But before we do, I just want to remind you, we have a private group just for us. There's 4,000 people over there about this 3-day boot camp. So come, the link is in the chat. My team is there. There's all sorts of fun things happening over there. And tomorrow, are you coming tomorrow? Let me know. Are you coming tomorrow? Tell me in the chat, please. Just type a me if you're like, yes, I will be there so I can hold you accountable. Amazing. So good. So good. And there'll be another website audit and all the fun stuff. If you're listening on the replay, come because you have a chance to win. Okay, let's talk website audit, shall we? I'm going to pull the name here. Ooh, Sherry. Are you here? Sherry Billy? Because I'm going to look at your website. And it's good. This is good, Sherry. This is impressive. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And this is all recorded for you, Sherry. Boom. Let me know where you're from, just so everyone knows, Sherry, where you located. This is really good. Have you been taking some of my tips? Which is so good. I love that you're implementing. Okay, so let's start from the top. Immediately, you're in Alberta, Canada. Nice. What do you see? Aspirational photo. You see a bunch of people. The only suggestion, I like the photo, Sherry. I'm wondering if we compare it to the example I gave. Let me just show you at the top here. Do you see how it's a little bit bigger and immediately takes a large part of the fold? I would make this bigger, much bigger, like maybe bring some of these people in. Do you see all this white space? We can utilize it to elicit emotion. And then you've got your logo, love that. You have book now, which we'll get to in a sec, where all your parts are welcome. I'm assuming you do IFS. This is good. I really like, do you see immediately she goes into hooking the pain? Are you feeling alone, unseen, misunderstood? This is so good. I'm thinking, Sherry, did you do this website yourself? I'm curious what you did it on. If you don't mind letting us know, I would make the text a little bit bigger. I feel again, I want it to capture me. And I'm even thinking you did it on WordPress. Okay. Which is great. WordPress, I would say, is like the best of the best. I'm even thinking I would do black text. I have 45-year-old eyes and sometimes, you know what I mean? Like just make it super easy. I would do black text and a little bit bigger. This is good. Yep. Really good. Why I do this work. Okay. So then here she talks about her clinic and she offers affirming space, etc. I do like this. The only thing is I would wait until lower down. Let me just compare it to this one, if that's okay, the prime example. So do you see how big this text is? That's what I mean. Why does life feel so hard? Boom. She literally takes the whole screen with the hook. And then look at even more pain. Here's the problem. or maybe it's just the truth. We need to agitate people's pain for them to take the next step, which is book now. We need to agitate their pain. Why? Because the truth is, people are afraid to do therapy. They put it off. And by agitating their pain, they're going to realize, oh my gosh, I need this. So, Sherry, I would do way more agitating the pain and not really talking so much about your practice. Honestly, I'm going to go as far as say at all on the homepage. You leave that for about us. I would have a nav bar like here and have a whole other page called about us. Because the moment we start sharing how we talk about ourselves, we lose them a little bit. And we all do it. Don't worry. We all do it because that's how psychology today has kind of like primed our brain, but it doesn't work for the homepage. Love this picture of you, a space where all belongs. Okay. I would even take this and move it to the About Us page. Yep, it's beautiful. You're just going to move it to a different space. And then um, I would, I think you do beautiful work. Here's what I would suggest is could you put, I want to know how you can help me. Can you help me with trust or betrayal or emotional disconnection? Really, now you've hooked me. It's like, yes, that's how I feel. But now walk me through what issues you help with. That's what I would do. And then under that, I want to hear what type of, you don't have a team yet, but you can even talk about, look, what if you do IFS, what types of services you actually offer. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense, Sherry. And then let's take a look at Sherry's booking process to see if there's any bottlenecks. You ready? She has book now. Amazing. We're going to click on it. I would have this be a little bit bigger and maybe a different color, even, Sherry, but it's perfect. I love book now. And then, okay. And then, oh, you've got two locations. Perfect. And then book here. Okay. If you have two locations, I would have the book now button at the top. Go to Jane, and Jane has a location feature. So I would have both because Jane has a location like so you can have both locations rather than moving them to the you know what it is? When I click on a button and it pushes me down to the bottom of the web page and I have to click on another button, I know it doesn't feel like a lot, but it's called friction. And those small things are called bottlenecks, and people will bounce. This is just the world that we're living in. Love it. This is her Jane app. Did you know, Sherry and everyone else, you can actually have your Jane app be the same branding green? So there's continuity of the brand. So I would click on, let's just say here, and you can see how it's blue. You can actually have it be you can tell Jane to have the same color. So I land on your online booking. It almost feels like I'm still on your website. This is what I love. Do you guys see this? What does she have? 15-minute phone consult. Amazing job, Sherry. And then I click, and then I can see her calendar and I can book right away. I can also see her face and her bio. Amazing. So was that helpful, Sherry? Lots of info, I know, but it's just about the small tweaks, and then people will be converting so easily. Yes. Okay, let's go into the Q&A. Maddie, any questions?
Yes, we have lots of great questions today already. The first one comes from Carrie, who asked, what about having one picture of the office so people know what to expect?
Yes. So if you come tomorrow, I'm actually going to share with you. I had a video of my clinic. I'll show you. We had 24 rooms, 7,000 square feet. Um, I would do it, but not on the main page. I would put that on the About Us page, the one that I just suggested for Sherry, where they can go and they're almost like looking for that. Or I also had it, you could also put it on your Contact Us page, Where there it's like contact us, it's about the office and like here's a picture of the office. Or if you have a like a video of the office, you could put it there. But you don't want to waste that space on the main page, the homepage.
Awesome. Our next question comes from Allison, who asked, what if your niche is for people who have done years of therapies? My clients have usually been to HLOC and know the words and know what they're looking for.
What is HLOC? Let me
I believe
know.
it's higher level of, sorry, I believe it's higher level of care if you want to
Oh,
also
got it.
just
Sure.
clarify that for us.
Okay, so your niche, they've done years of therapy, and know the words. So I would still, I'm thinking of myself, amazing, where I still feel like they're going to convert with the pictures that we talked about and the copy that we talked about, um, rather than like academic words. So I still think this applies for sure. And we live in a world that more people know what they want. They know the type of, because of TikTok and, all the things, they know like what EMDR is. It's trending. Everyone knows what that is now. So I still think this applies.
Awesome. Our next question is from Chanel, who asked, do you make any of the fields on the contact form required?
Oh, great question. Yes. So I would make, of course, the most important name, email, phone. I would not make required, do you want free resources? Yes or no? Because that could be friction. And then also, where did you hear about us? Most people will still fill it out because you asked. Some won't, but I wouldn't make it required. That's a good question because that could be friction. I get annoyed when people make me do things, you know what I mean? So they're more likely to be like, ugh, okay, no, I'm out. Ask the question, but have it not required for the last two.
Awesome. Our next question comes from Shelly, who asked, I thought that asking for a reason for counseling in the contact form helps to determine whether it's worth booking a consult. If they just want to know if I offer sliding scale or full family counseling, I'd rather know that right away than waste a valuable consultation time.
I would love to help you reframe this, Sherry. So the thing is, if the consult is a sales call. I know that sounds crazy to us therapists because that word, but it is. It's like I would get them on the call so you can work through the objections face to face. You know how many people in my program, somebody will have an objection about the fee, but when they get on the call and they feel rapport, I give them a script of how to manage the consult call, but they know the result that they will get and they see the value in that they will pay. But your other question is, could we just save time and filter them out? Because I had 55 therapists on my team, we allowed people to book online, and that doesn't filter them out at all. And I also come from the same philosophy when I'm talking about the contact form. Let them book the consult. A lot of people, you could say that sometimes they're not always a good fit, but that's amazing experience for the therapist. Now, if it's just you, I personally don't think you should be picky. I would let it be open and talk to them on the consult. You will be amazed, Shelly. You'll be amazed at the amount of people that actually end up booking because you're so lovely. And they're just like, you know what? Have you ever done that in your life where I've been on the fence about something, but then I'll talk to the person and I'm a yes? I feel like you need to capture those people.
Awesome. Our next question comes from Danielle, who said, I'm afraid to allow my calendar to potential clients to book directly because they will see that I'm not completely booked up. What do you suggest?
Yes, I hear this. I totally hear this from my members. Um, okay, so in general, I teach people that you want availability. You want to allow people to book within 2 days. Like if they can't get an appointment with you, within 2 days or sooner, that's a bottleneck. So you need to hire, by the way, to everyone else. But in general, research shows, I hope this makes a difference for you, Danielle, that in all industries, service industries, the more availability they have, the more sales they have. across all industries, like research, there was this major study, and it makes sense. There's more slots, so more people who land, because let's go with the opposite. Let's say you had 50% less slots because you were more booked. How do we know people are going and they're like, ah, shoot, because my son's in hockey those 3 nights and she only works the only openings those 3 nights, and then they bounce and you don't even know. Don't be, I wouldn't worry. For all they know, you work even more than that, but it's just not showing up. Now, if you use Jane app, do you? Let me know about Jane app. There's an op perfect. There's an option in Jane where you can, like, it looks like you're more booked, meaning it's kind of a cool feature where the time that you're not working anyways will show up as gray and booked. You can keep that on, but do not reduce your availability. There's a correlation between that and sales.
Amazing. Our next question comes from JJ, who asked, I've had clients book the first appointment and then don't show up, and they don't respond to my follow-up. So it's money loss and time lost on my end. Do you have suggestions on how to prevent this?
Did you do a consult call first, JJ? Curious about that. This is why I love the free consult call. And by the way, when my therapist got busy, those that were busy would stop offering free consult calls naturally, and then those that weren't would continue to do that. The reason why I'm asking if you offer a free consult call is because on that consult call, you want to go over a few things. One, the cancellation policy. Mine was 48 hours because I wanted time to book in another person. Two, the credit card. I don't know if you're private pay. I was private pay. I'm in Canada here, but I work with a lot of Americans. But if you do those two things verbally on the free call, that's what this free call is, to build rapport and get them booked, but it's also to set them up for success. And then, so you're going to cancellation policy, get the credit card. And number three, I actually suggest that you book 4 sessions, 4 to 6 sessions. So they're in the calendar, because otherwise they're not going to get results, right? They're fully committed. You share a treatment plan. You say they can cancel anytime. So I think if you do those, especially credit card and cancellation policy, you'll have a higher show up rate.
Awesome. And Shabani added to that, who and they said, I have the same problem, and I was wondering if it's wrong to do a cancellation policy on the first call.
Great question. So let's say they do cancel. And so you're like, oh, darn, I went through the cancellation policy. I have their visa, but they didn't show. Um, by the way, the cancellation rate on the first appointment is always the highest because they haven't got results yet. So just know that. Um, but I wouldn't charge if they're a brand new client and I haven't gone over informed consent in like deep, like, face to face because they haven't started the session yet. We didn't charge them. That was the only time because I worry that they would just never come back because there's no rapport. Yeah. But we worked really, really hard so that didn't happen and most of them showed.
Our next question comes from Dr. Joanna, who asked, so some of the challenges for me here is the personality piece. Nicole is clearly a business and marketing person, as evidenced by just the face and doing the clinical work and business coaching. I like the idea of being loud, but can you speak to those of us who this just isn't our style and who won't take that step to overcome and make a phone call to a family doctor, for example?
Yes, thanks for bringing this up because you're you, right? And that's a gift in a different way. I would lean into that gift. Now, when I was talking about being loud, I was more talking about your website buttons where it's like calls to action. I think you feel comfortable doing that part, right? But then there's also the piece that we talked about yesterday. And Dr. Joanna, you don't have to call the doctors. That's literally why, because people like you're in my program, like a very large amount of therapists aren't big personalities. And I was noticing that they weren't calling the doctors, which is why I said, okay, so that's why instead, why don't we just send clinical progress reports so they don't have to call any doctor? They see the client, the admin, or them, if they're solo, sends the doctor, it bypasses the gatekeeper, and the doctor's getting these amazing clinical notes like, who is this person? And then you stay top of mind. Does that feel better? So I think there's just like that particularly you won't have to do. But being loud on your website with a really good branding expert is you can do despite personality, which is nice.
Right, our next question comes from Danielle, who asked, for liability reasons, my MDs could never do a consult call, but should I have the admin schedule an intake?
Oh, interesting. Because we have psychiatrists in my program and nurse practitioners. Um, so in that case, when you say, okay, there is another option where your admin does the consult call. We tried that. We tested everything, trust me. Guess what I found? They were like, "Oh, that sounds like a match. Okay, yep. Can I just like speak to the therapist? Do they offer like a free consult call?" So then I ended up paying the admin, and also the therapist was doing the consult call. So it didn't work. So for you, I think if ethically you can't or liability you can't, then because they're an MD, I guess you would just go to the first appointment. And I think for you, Danielle, the website is going to matter even more. What you could do as a result on the team page, maybe if they're good on video, have like a bio video so they get a sense of them because they don't get to actually talk to them on the console. Does that make sense? I would do that. It's unfortunate about liability. Congratulations to everyone who booked a strategy call. This is the first step. I know it feels terrifying sometimes to, actually take the leap and talk to a business person. But I believe that your next level is on the other side of your comfort zone. Congrats, Raymond and Chelsea and Desiree and Allison and Anne and everybody else. And I think we've got a few more questions, yeah.
Yes, we have one more question. If you guys have any others, please drop them in the chat and I'll read them for Nicole. But this last question comes from Alexandra, who asked, legally, how can you have a consultation call discussing personal health information without a consent form?
Yes, do not ask for consent because they're a client. So it's legal. Like they're just sharing, it's a free consult where they're going to share their needs and you're going to share how you can help them. But a mistake that a lot of people do is they give the consent form, which then they're a client, right? And then that becomes tricky. So yeah, legally we're allowed. If you're worried though, Alexandra, my favorite person that I had on speed dial, guess who it was? We call it liability lawyer. You call it malpractice attorney in the States, depending. I don't know where you are, Alexandra, but I would just call them and run it by them. I'm curious. I'm in the US. Yeah. Yeah. So I would run it by them, but it's so common practice. And I believe so important to get a sense of who the client is.
Awesome. Our next question comes from Jennifer, who asked, how can I ethically present my Be There certificate? I have 37 plus years of therapeutic writing experience and 6 years of mentoring youth through writing based emotional support, while making it clear on my website that I'm a guide and fellow traveler, not a clinician.
Okay. Um, so you're wondering, how can I ethically present therapeutic writing experience? Um, so you're not a clinician, but you offer services. I would say that definitely on the About Us page. And I don't know, um, yeah, is it like coaching that you offer? Be There certificate, working experience mentor. Yeah, I would definitely make that super duper clear on the About Us page and maybe even like a video on the main page. Hopefully that's helpful. Okay.
Awesome. We do have, sorry, Nicole, one more question from Christine, who asked, I have a solo practice. Should my practice be my name or should I have a practice name?
Really good question. So I was in solo practice for 15 years, saw couples, did EMDR, loved it. Guess what my website was called? NicoleMcCants.com. right? Probably like everybody else's. And I think that's smart when you're in solo. Then, thank goodness, when I move to a group, and I teach this in my program because there's a lot of nuance around trademarking, by the way, incorporating what business entity you set up, all the things. Thank God, when I opened up my group, my clinic name was called, are you ready for it? It's kind of a long name. Just know you can be successful with a long, bad name. It was called the Toronto Neurofeedback and Psychotherapy Center. Long name. That helped me with SEO though, because I didn't know, little information here, that having my city name and the word psychotherapy helps in a big way for SEO. I didn't know that. So it worked for me. But to answer your question, I'm so happy because I didn't know I was going to sell. You may not know you're going to sell now, but I want you to think at scale, right? And so the buyers said to me, if it was in your name, we would not buy it. So yes, please, when you create a group practice, do not have it in your name. You're going to have to change it because you probably have an entity with your name. And I teach all of that because it's a whole process. I'd like you to think at scale because you're no longer the brand anymore. I stopped doing therapy and stopped supervising, and I was a CEO because I had so many people under me. So definitely come up with a name that's not yours. Really good question. Okay. Amazing, amazing. Oh, my friends, how do you feel? Drop a word. How do you feel after today? Are you feeling excited about the changes that you're going to make? It was such a pleasure being with you for the hour. Yay! I cannot wait to see you tomorrow. Thank you for sharing your energy. Informed, excited, grateful, thankful. Okay. I will see you tomorrow at noon. And I'm also going to jump into the Facebook group if you're going to be over there. Thanks for coming, guys. I'll see you then. Bye.